Working out at home, you can get a pretty decent workout without having any weights at all, or any elastic, or resistance bands, elastic bands, suspension trainers like a TRX, for example. You don't need any of that stuff. You just need regular household items. You can start slow with liter-sized bottles of water, which by the way are about 2 pounds each. You can graduate to gallon-size bottles, which are about 8.5 pounds each if they're full of water, all the way up to these bad boys, which are about 45 pounds each. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do a single arm dumbbell row with a pretty heavy bottle of water. So if you find that smaller items in the house aren't challenging enough for you, think about graduating. If you have like a water cooler and you have these bottles in the house, think about graduating to this. So what am I working on a bent row? I'm working my lats, the big back muscle, my biceps, my rear deltoid muscle right here, back of the shoulder, muscles in between my shoulder blades called the rhomboids, and my mid-trapezius muscles, and the trapezius take up most of my upper back. So I'm doing quite a bit, okay? I'm going to demonstrate the exercise for you, then I'm going to explain to you piece by piece what it is that I did. Rule number 1, core is tight. Rule number 2, my chest is kind of retracted, my back is straight. Rule number 3, my head's straight. So even when I bent over like this, I'm not looking like this. I don't have a weird angle in my neck, okay? Everything's straight as if it would be when I was standing up, okay? Head straight, chest is pulled back and straight, my core is tight. I don't want to slouch. Again, I want a nice straight back. And what I want to do is when I start the pull, I want to think about squeezing my shoulder blade first. The proper movement is the shoulder blade squeezes, the shoulder moves, and the elbow moves. And then when I go back down, elbow first, shoulder, and shoulder blade releases without slouching. Okay, I release the shoulder blade, so I open it up, but I don't slouch. Okay, breathing is breathe out on the pull, in, out. In, out. Now, the business about the proper motion of the arm, don't worry about that. I find that if people focus on that, the movement tends to look like this. They go, we don't want that. We want one fluid motion. The only cue you have to remember is squeeze the shoulder blade really hard throughout the whole motion and at the beginning of the motion. Okay, so squeeze it. Let it down nice and slow. Squeeze it. Let it down nice and slow. If you think about the shoulder blade moving first, you can't go wrong. So this is a great exercise, like I said, for your lats, for your biceps, for a whole bunch of other stuff. Remember, posture is important, breathing is important, and as many reps as you do on one side, you then do on the other side. The cool thing about doing one arm at a time is that you find out if one side's weaker than the other. And if it is, in subsequent training sessions, what you do is you start with the weaker side, do as many repetitions as you can on that side, and then on the stronger side, only do that number of repetitions, while each week trying to increase the number of repetitions you're doing on the weaker side. One final thing. I call this lawnmowering, when you turn your body in order to raise this thing, or raise the bottle of water up, okay? You don't want to do that. You want your back flat. It doesn't move. Everything happens here, here, and in the upper back, okay? It's all happening from there. I'm not using momentum or any of my core to get it up, okay? So no rotation, no lawnmowering. I'm trying to start a lawnmower, okay? So there it is. A single arm bent row with a heavy bottle.